and I just stopped recording. So I hit the wrong button. So we're going to have to split this video into two. Okay. Screen sharing with you guys. All right. So as I said, it comes from the New Leadership Conference and the top coach, Melanie Mitro. Recruiting. First thing we need to know, and we've talked about this a lot before, if you have missed any of our previous calls, we had 2 calls on branding that came from Michelle Myers from the Platinum Edge Conference, and those are up on YouTube and in our team page. So if you haven't seen those, I would suggest going back to those 2 branding videos. As well, another step that will help support you guys is the calls that we did earlier this year about setting your goals and priorities. And it's going to help you answer this first question, which is, who is your target audience or customer? Be thinking about, what are your interests, background, experience. Most successful coaches are successful because they are people like you. So the people on Team Phoenix that have been the most successful following in Megan's footsteps are like her. If you aren't already thrown into the community of Team Phoenix, you know that Megan leads with family, faith, and fitness. I think it's very clear to see that that is her brand, and those coaches that have followed under her and that were at the leadership conference, are family, fitness, and faith. So be thinking about who are you, knowing who you are, knowing who your brand is, and trying to attract those like-minded people. If it's the right fit for you, there's a good chance it could be the right fit for them because they are like you. So really be thinking about, how can, if we just talk about the month of February, right? So we're about 2/3 of the way through the month, and let's just focus on a small timeline of the rest of February, and maybe looking into March. And how can I be more of myself in the public eye? So I find myself struggling in this area of recruiting, which is why I'm so glad that they brought this call back to us, to the leaders, and that I can share this information with you, because ultimately it's what I need. And I realize I've been struggling with recruiting and I couldn't figure out why, but it's because I feel like so much of the information and so much of me and what I want to do in this business is still in my head. It's in my heart and it's in my head, and it's not on paper, and it's not blasting on social media. So really just be thinking about, is your target audience or customer, are they a do-it-yourself person? I know we have Linda on our team who redesigns furniture and repaints furniture. Are you meeting them at church? We have some churchgoers on our team. Like myself, are they in the mountains? Are they outdoorsy type people? Is that where they're getting their fitness? Moms on our team, can you get connected with mommy groups and meet more moms that way and perhaps fill the niche in that regard? What are their favorite movies and hobbies? And if you guys know anything about The Color Code, if you don't, actually check out that book. It's a great book, The Color Code, and basically it breaks down all of us people into 4 different categories and colors. So red, for example, is more like structured, organized, systematic, level-headed type go-getter people. Blue are attached more to emotions. White are more, maybe more laid back, introverted, but will get along with many people. And yellow are just like out there, lots of energy, the life of the party. And that's a really shortened version of what the colors are. But the more that you know what color you are, the more you can then convey that on social media and connect with those like-minded colors. Also knowing other people's colors, when it comes to recruiting and bringing them in to work the business, it's going to help you to work with that person in the way that they work best. So knowing yourself and then the people that are like you that you're bringing in, you'll just better be able to help lead them and guide them through this business. Next question is, how am I going to be introduced to or approach these people or potential coaches? Is it going to be friends of friends? Is it online or in person? Events or classes that you're signing up for that you go to on a regular basis? Is it going to be referrals? Are you going to start reaching out to people and asking for referrals? I know this isn't right for you, but do you have anybody that this might be right for? I just want to share the opportunity. I appreciate your referral. And I think that I probably don't do that enough. So I'm going to maybe challenge myself, and I'm going to write this down right now, to reach out to 10 people this week and ask for a referral. So I'm just throwing that in as a goal for myself, because I think that we always need to be goal oriented, and just sharing out loud to hold ourselves accountable. And then, or maybe they already go to the gym. Maybe you meet them at the gym and you start talking about nutrition with Shakeology. I know we all have lots of clients that go to the gym and also do fitness programs at home. So where are you going to meet these people? The third question is, what are the biggest burdens and what are the problems they face? So what are your potential recruitment? What are their problems? What are their burdens? So you need to put yourself in their mind's eye. And if they are like you, it shouldn't be too hard to kind of step out and say, what were my needs? Thinking about the people that are closest in your life, what are their needs? So Beachbody has so much to offer. It could be a health related goal. It could be a weight loss goal. That they're struggling with. It could be nutrition that they struggle with because they have a busy schedule and they don't have time to prep meals, but maybe if they had things in advance, it would help them. Maybe they have recent obstacles in life or family that have just come up, that all of a sudden now they have to figure out how they're going to handle that new obstacle in their life. And perhaps personal development can be of help to them. People, are they unhappy at their current workplace? Are they just doing a 9-to-5 because that's what they need to do to pay the bills and they're missing that fulfillment in life? Is it a lack of time? Is it a lack of finances? Are they missing community and friendship? And I know for me, this was actually a huge part of how I got into this business, because it was when I was moving cross country and I was moving to a brand new community with nobody that I really knew. So being in touch online was a really great way for me to maintain relationships and then also rebuild and create new relationships. And maybe they don't have a work environment that they feel a part of a community. For example, I was in the competitive world of dance, and I certainly didn't feel much of a community there besides the one that I ended up creating myself. Is it just a lack of fulfillment or a lack of freedom? Is it somebody that's always coming to you and saying, I can't do that because I don't have the time, or I wish I could do that, but I don't have the money? Is it freedoms that they wish they could spend time at home? Fourth question is, how can I help solve their problem and how can I present a solution? So like I said, Beachbody has so many different ways to offer solutions to all of those problems. Is it a challenge group? Is it a 21-day challenge group and getting them to commit 3 weeks to their personal health and fitness and change their lifestyle? That's something that they can balance and continue on after. Is it the Backstage Pass? Is it the 3-day business sneak peek that Megan offers once a month? Currently, I'm not offering that. But we always can send our coaches to anything that Team Phoenix is doing. So you should be receiving the newsletter from our leader, Team Phoenix, Megan. And if you are not receiving that newsletter, make sure that you contact your upline coach after this call so we can get you connected with that. But in there, basically, you'll always see when she has her next 3-day sneak peek. Hers is actually tomorrow. So it's not too late. If you want to get off this call and you want to try and get some invites into her 3-day sneak peek, that's a solution. The business opportunity in general, or maybe it's just they need a discount on Shakeology. Maybe it's just a matter of being a discount coach, saving some money, but also focus on their health. Or is it being part of a community like Team Phoenix and Balance Bound? And maybe it's somebody that doesn't have a community near them. And maybe it's somebody that has time on their hands. I mean, if you had reached out to me, let's see, it's 2016. If you had reached out to me 4 or 5 years ago, I had time on my hands that I wish I could have been doing something that was serving other people or serving my own health and fitness. I was in between, I was on a contract already, so I was making the money that I needed, but I was only working 3 to 4 days a week. I certainly could have put a lot of time into my own business and building my own business at that time. So perhaps somebody that has time. And I know, for example, Megan was a stay-at-home mom and she was looking for some personal fulfillment because her whole life was in her family and her kids, which is amazing. But we all know that we need a life of our own and things that can bring our own fulfillment. And so her starting this opportunity at home was just personal fulfillment and community with like-minded people. And the final question is, what makes your offer better than any other coaches, right? We already know there's 400,000 plus coaches. Many of them are discount coaches and not working the business. But ultimately, there's only one of us. There's only one of you. And without you being able to serve other people and sharing your gifts and talents and what those are, nobody will ever receive that because you are the only person. So really, I want you to be like looking and digging in deep as to what it is that you have to offer. And in case you can't come up with anything right now, these are all things that we all have to offer just for being part of our team, right? So this is certainly something that we should all be proud of because yes, it's our leader, Megan Eggleston, who has done the work and she's laid the foundation for our team. And we're so blessed to have her. She's a top coach. She's a 2-time elite coach. And that is 0.001% of the company. Like it's more than 1%, the top 1% of the company is where Team Phoenix sits. And we are Team Phoenix. She could not have become a 2-time elite coach if it wasn't for her team of coaches. And that's who we are. So I encourage you, her top leaders use that same line, and that is what we have to offer. She has obviously created a community that is successful, a business of systems that we have followed that have proven to be successful as her coaches have emerged. So by all means, inviting and sharing that fact is a huge piece for our team. We have the systems of success. We have our training groups, our Be Your Own CEO Coach Basics group. We also have, Emerging to Emerald and Dash to Diamond and Team Phoenix files and Facebook and the Google documents that I share with you guys for clean eating groups and 21-day groups. Those systems are there. Is it that you have a personal relationship? Maybe it's that, there are top coaches out there that are recruiting. I mean, it's insane. 20 to 50 people a month. That's crazy in my mind. That's never something that I could personally uphold. And so what maybe we have to offer that coach doesn't have to offer is a personal relationship with our coaches. It's setting up one-on-one calls every week. It is, being there, having them tag us in training so we're following every step. It is getting to know them on a personal basis and helping to solve whatever personal problems it might be: health, fitness, finances, community. Just like I said, the community and support that we have to offer, we're a wonderful team of coaches that all support each other, and we share everything that works, that doesn't work, that's successful, that wasn't successful. We're just sort of an open book and sharing and giving that information to our team. Maybe it's because we're proof the product works. Maybe it's because we are leading the challenges by example. Maybe it's that we are hitting our weight loss goals. We are showing that these products work. And if I can do it, so can you, right? Which is ultimately what we want as a coach, is we want to be approachable. If I can reach this goal and I can get to Emerald and I can get to Diamond, so can you. And just a couple examples that were, for me personally, is that I want to be able to mentor young and aspiring artists, or I want to be able to fill the problem of dancers and performers in New York living paycheck to paycheck. If I had this business opportunity when I was in New York and I had the time between auditions and work to start my own business, I would not have struggled as much as I did living paycheck to paycheck, being a successful working dancer. It's not that I was unemployed. It's still a paycheck to paycheck business. A lot of people's corporate jobs are a paycheck to paycheck. So it's filling that void. What is it that you can offer that nobody else can offer for your niche market? Okay, so another thing that Michelle Myers talked about was having an effective marketing plan. This is something that I can truthfully say I have not had. As much as I try to just be consistent in this business, for me, a little bit each day, growing and growing a little bit each day in my balance-bound world of striving for balance, this is a great idea and something that I really want to give more thought to, because I think it's going to help organize everything for me and can for you too. And it's really just by taking the business serious and treating it like a business. And just like any business, you need to have a strong marketing plan. I'm terrible at marketing, but I think these are steps that we can walk through to understand, and how, just like I was saying in the beginning of this, is that, the more you know yourself, the more personal development you're doing and you're growing and learning about yourself every day, the more you're going to be able to share your true self, which ultimately is going to draw in your niche market, the more successful you're going to be. So if you can kind of plan that out. So for example, she does a theme every month. And this is, like I said, something that I'm really going to be like praying about, to think about how I can reach my niche market better. And I think coming up with a monthly plan is feasible. A couple examples she had was make fitness your business. And that was like a month. And for that month, that was her theme. Everything she posted was laid out to all go around that theme, make fitness your business. Another one she did was live your life by design. And then every day sharing something that was related to living her life by design. Busy women build a business. Was another great one. So those are just 3 examples to think about, so that hopefully you guys can start to get ideas on what is your marketing plan, what sets you aside from every other coach, and what can help just, give you ideas for posting. Because for me, I know in the beginning of my business, that was one of the areas that I struggled in, was creating 3 posts a day that felt authentic. Really encouraging you to connect with like your emotion in these posts, and be really detailed. Be focused 100% on your niche market. So this has been said time and time again, in that you probably have heard this in your personal development already, but when you try to serve everyone, you end up serving no one. And I really feel like that has been part of my problem. And I talked about this on branding too. These are clearly things that I need to be spending more time really trying to hash out, because it's hurting my growth in the business, because I am really reaching everybody right now. And so I'm not reaching nearly as many people on a deeper level, I don't feel, than I truly have the potential to, or really trying to find the way into my niche market. So really, I encourage you for the rest of February and into March, as we talked about, like, I really want you to think about February, the next few weeks. Just focus on, it's Monday. Focus on the rest of this week, thinking of one post every day that is really tied to you, who you are, and who you are becoming through this business. And really trying to reach out to just one person. Think of one person in your mind who you want to receive that message. Make it that personal. I'm not telling you to tag that person, but sometimes when you post things that are so real to you, they connect with other people and they're like, I feel like you were talking to me. That's what I really want you to do, instead of thinking about everybody in general. One of the things she does is she creates a calendar. So she's got her theme for the month, and then she's got each week or dates laid out. I'm going to go into that after this slide, more detail on the calendar. Something that is new that I really just heard for the first time when the Phoenix leaders brought the information to me is that they're encouraging us to post daily about the coaching opportunity. That blew my mind. Like, I probably post about the coaching opportunity twice a month, which is why I'm not recruiting coaches, because half the people probably don't even know. It's like that hairy, scary post where you're like, okay, I have to announce that I'm a coach, and now I have to share it with the world, and I'm so scared, boom, go. And you kind of like, it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping that it sticks. Know that not everybody's seeing every post you make. So share it one day, share it the next day, share it the next day, and most likely it's going to reach different people every day. And so that's one thing that I'm going to be working on too, and I'm writing that down, is that every day for the rest of February, I'm going to put it down every day. I am going to post something that relates to the business, how my life has changed, an emotional thing. I'm going to do it right after this call. I actually have one that I already want to post every day for the month of February. Every day, ideally 1 to 2 weeks leading up to the invite to the What is Coaching opportunity, or the sneak peek, or to sign up as a coach, wherever that might fall in your calendar. And then, everybody was saying, remember, recruiting's fun, because this always seems to be this like heavy weighted, scary, big, eat that frog type thing. But it's like, we just need to remember we're building our family. Who do you want to work with? It's like, this is the family you actually get to build and design. And remember that you're bringing them in with a purpose. You're there to solve a problem for them. So keeping that purpose in mind is going to help you get them started right. Remember that when you went through training, we have a 5-point and a 5-step invite process. I'm going to go ahead and share that in our Balance Bound page following this call, just for those of you that don't have it. It's a PDF form from Beachbody. And just remembering that there's a process to inviting a system that works. And I need to remind myself all the time, because you just get in conversation and you start chatting, and sometimes you give like all this information and it's too much and you wish you could take it back and you couldn't. And the best thing I can guide you guys to do is go to that 5-step invitation process, where first thing, it's connecting with the person, having nothing to do with coaching. The second thing is, make sure you throw out a disclaimer. I have no idea if you would ever do this, or this may sound crazy to you, or you probably would have never considered coaching, but so some sort of disclaimer. Then the third thing is that you're going to compliment them. And obviously it has to be truthful. Why do you think they're a good coach? Why are you inviting them? What was successful about their 5-day challenge with you, or 21-day challenge? What is it about them and their social media presence that you think they would be a great coach? Compliment them. The fourth thing, if I, would you? And that pretty much comes to the next step of them saying, yes, sure, I'd be open to hearing more information. And if that's the case, you say, great, if I send you this 3-minute video, would you watch it today or tomorrow? Great. So also the last thing is scheduling a follow-up. Never just send information and don't schedule a follow-up. It's so much easier to say, hey, it's Tuesday. You said you would watch the video last night. I'm just following up with you. It's so much easier than saying, hey, I don't know if you've had a chance to watch the video, and you just end up feeling like you're stalking them for for information. So set the follow-up before you disengage that conversation. I set the follow-up before I send the link to the video. Alrighty. Going on to the calendar that I talked about. So for example, my calendar for the month of February, and pretty much every month, looks this way every month, so that I have some consistency. And I want to start sharing that with our team so that you guys follow the same calendar if possible, just because it's successful and what has worked best for Team Phoenix. But really, ultimately, it's up to you and what works best for your schedule and work-wise, whatever else you might have going on in your life. But this is a system that has proven to work. So I encourage you guys to start planning ahead with your marketing plan, and that includes the calendar. So for example, the first Monday of every month would be new coach training. Right now, we have sort of an ongoing coach training, and we're still testing that out, but we keep sending coaches in sort of at different times, and just try and encourage you to do a day each time. It's always great to check in at the top of the month, and if somebody signs up towards the end of the month, waiting to get them started on Monday is always great. The third Monday of the month is going to be our What is Coaching webinar. So that is something, as your Balance Bound leader, that is what I do. And we all send any potential prospects to that call. So the third Monday of the month, this is, I think it's the 15th, but I want to say I actually have it scheduled for the following week. I do. So this is a rare month where we have 5 Mondays. So this Monday is actually going to be the 4th. It's the 22nd. So 2 weeks from tonight is going to be our Balance Bound What is Coaching webinar, and that's Monday the 22nd. And that's following our team call at 9 p.m. It'll be 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, or 7 p.m. Pacific on February 22nd. So write that date down, because we're going to set some goals for ourselves for that. Third Monday of every month is always my 21-day challenge group. And the fourth Monday is always the free group. So that's usually my clean eating challenge, but it can be whatever you want it to be. And just reiterating for those that don't know, the reason why we do the last Monday of the month is because those are the people from your free challenges that you want to try and take the next step to your 21-day challenge in purchasing Shakeology Challenge Pack, fitness program, whatever it might be. The reason why we do it that last Monday of the month is because then the next week when we try to encourage them to continue their journey with a purchase, that's the first week of your month. And wouldn't it be amazing if we could hit our Success Club goals and our goals of serving X amount of people in the first week or two of your business, so you don't have to struggle at the end of the month trying to hit your goals. And that's why that's set up that way. And then you get the first 2 weeks for people to take on the challenge, to purchase a challenge pack. And that third week, you're ready to start your challenge group. That's why we do that. And then just keeping in mind that each month you'd have a themed idea and how you can share it, who you're there to connect with as far as your niche goes. So I want to talk about some goals. And I want you guys to be writing these down, and so that we can share them at the end of this call. And those that are on the replay, you can share them in our Balance Bound team page. So here's some recruiting goals. And these are things that you should be constantly thinking about. And they're going to be different for everybody on this team. 100%. Is how many coaches are you inviting to the business opportunity weekly? So when it comes to the basic Power Hour, if you're following the Power Hour tracker that I created, just for example, I have 2 invites to the business every single day. So that would get me anywhere from 10 to 12 invites, or 10 to 14 invites a week. And I am doing my best to fill that out every week. So that's just an example. The second one is, how many coaches are you going to sign monthly? Business builders and discount coaches. Making sure that maybe you have a goal for each of those. How many active coaches do you have hitting Success Club? So answering that question now. We know that hitting Success Club in this business is how we grow as coaches. That's the only thing to track our business, is serving other people, helping other people reach their health and fitness goals, right? So that should be something that's on your radar is, first of all, am I hitting Success Club every month? Because in order to be a leader in this business and to grow your business, you need to be hitting Success Club. The next thing is, you want your coaches to be hitting Success Club, because you know, again, that's going to help them grow their business, and that's us serving more people. So how many people do you currently have? And how many people are you going to have on your team hitting Success Club in February? It's Team Cup. We should all hit Success Club 5 this month. That should be a non-negotiable. We're all in Team Cup. We're all here to grow our business. We're all here to be leaders and lead by example. So everybody should be hitting Success Club in February. Success Club 5. We can totally all do that. And so then in March, how many coaches are you going to have hitting Success Club? Set a goal, like I said, for February and March to start small, and then consider increasing that number in the second quarter. So I just want you to be writing down and thinking about those goals. But ultimately, I started off, I guess, with a goal for 2016. But it was, again, it's sort of humbling to hear the numbers that the successful coaches are bringing in, and just thinking like, right, so maybe I shouldn't be creating a goal for 2016, but keep it in this quarter, because second quarter I should really be pushing myself for more, right? Or otherwise we're not growing in this business if we don't push ourselves and to reach outside our comfort zone. All right, so here's some homework. If you should so choose. Consider creating a YouTube video. A 2-minute video. Be thinking of the information that you probably are typing in personal message to everybody that you're trying to recruit and that you're sharing this business about. And thinking that I could just create this 2 to 2.5 minute video, and I could send it to them, to every single person, and how much time that's going to save you. But also, we know that video is more personal, right? It's more emotional. It's more personal. They're going to be able to connect with you faster than they will through typed black and white. So who am I, and who am I looking for? And really being clear about that message, and just sharing like why I got into coaching and what it is that I'm looking to share with other people. And if you are XYZ person, you'd be great for our team. And really trying to stick to that niche market instead of just this open-ended, anybody wants to join my team. But really somebody that's like you. So creating a relatable video. Create an eye-catching image too for the oh, I should have said thumbnail, not thumbprint. For the thumbnail. So if you're going to put it up on YouTube, you know that you can have like a cover photo in there to create the thumbnail. So it's not just a random, like, in the middle of you talking that YouTube picks to put as your thumbnail. Make it a really clean, crisp, clear, eye-catching photo of whatever maybe your personality, whatever you think might be fitting. The suggestion was to make it a square. So if you go to canva.com and that's where you're creating your images, that's where I create most of mine. Consider picking out the square image, because then if you are on other social media platforms, you can use it for Pinterest and Instagram and Facebook, and you won't have to recreate another image. For an example, in the video, you'd say, you know, I can teach you how to get in shape in less than 30 minutes a day, or I can teach you how to create the most effective hour of your day, which we all know is our power hour. I knew nothing about creating the most successful hour of my day until becoming a Beachbody coach and listening to Chalene Johnson. So keep in mind that that's information that we have that not most people have. And that's something that we can offer them, is how to create their most effective hour of their day, how to find when is that hour. For some people, it's 11 o'clock at night. You know, for the night owls, that's their like creative zone. For me, it's first thing in the morning, or for me, actually even more so, it's right after I work out when my adrenaline's pumping and I'm feeling like I'm living this business and I want to share it with people. How to master your priorities. We already had 2 PowerPoints before this. So if you don't yet know how to master your priorities, you can do Chalene Johnson's 30-day push. You can go back to our team calls and just start practicing it daily. Creating SMART goals. We know what those are as well, and how to build your business with as little as 1 hour a day. So that's all information that would be great to put on that YouTube video as an example. So we talked about Facebook or social media, whatever platform you might be using, the minimum requirement to really grow your business. I mean, nothing's a requirement, but suggestion is 3 to 4 times a day, right? And sometimes I only get 2 a day. So I fall into this category too. Like, I need to be posting more times a day. One of those posts should be a call to action. So every single day you should be creating at least 1 post that is a call to action. Is it to the business opportunity? Is it to a free clean eating challenge? Is it to a 21-day group? Some sort of call to act. Is it to filling out a free form, to build your email list, something that you can offer them, whether it's 10 days of recipes? Is it call to action to come to the webinar in a couple weeks? Remember to have confidence every time you're doing it, and every time you're posting, post at high traffic times. Don't try and post some sneak peek about the business at like 2 p.m. in the afternoon when nobody's on social media. And just be strategic. Have that marketing plan laid out and keeping in mind every day, what is it that you're going to share about? Okay, here is our last slide. And so these are just some of your homework points and things that I would like you guys to either be thinking about and share with our group. So what is going to be your goal for our next Balance Bound What is Coaching webinar? So we already said that's going to be Monday the 22nd. It's 2 weeks from today. What is your goal? How many people are you going to invite in the next 2 weeks to that call? How many are you going to invite? How many are going to attend? So really be thinking about that goal, and I want you guys to post it in the comments below here, okay? Creating your top 10 coaches recruiting list. So this is something that as Team Phoenix leaders, anytime I say Team Phoenix leaders, it's really just us Diamond coaches. So it's Megan Eggleston's personally sponsored Diamond coaches. And this came up last week for us. And so with my success partner in the business, we decided that we're going to create like a hairy, scary top 10 list of people in our life, near or far, 10 people that we think would be great as coaches that maybe we're terrified to ask because we feel like I don't know, somehow they're one step up, or, you know, they're a professional fitness person, or gosh, I haven't talked to them in 10 years, but I just know they'd be right. Or they, you know, I asked them 3 times, but I've got to ask them again in a different way. So I challenge you all to create a list of 10 people that you're going to invite to the business in the next week or two, the 10 hairy, scary ones, and share their name, first name, last initial, in the comments below. Challenge yourself to do that. Get together with your success partner and share your list with them. And create your YouTube Who Am I video. So those are the 3 assignments, and I want you guys, you can even create your YouTube Who Am I video to private settings and just share it on our Balance Bound page, and have us give you feedback, you know, before you go ahead and post it live, or before you share it with your first person. It's a great time to practice and share in a comfortable environment. So those are going to be your 3 things. I want you guys to comment to this video what your goals are for the What is Coaching webinar on the 22nd. How many coaches are you going to invite to that, and how many are going to attend? Create your top 10 hairy, scary list of people that you're going to invite in the next week or 2. And share that below, first name, last initial, and create your YouTube Who Am I video, if you can, before the end of February. So I won't say the end of this week, but let's all try and share our Who Am I video before the end of the month. That gives us about 3 weeks to do so. And wouldn't that be great if come March 1st, we've got another tool in our tool belt where we're sharing who we are, and we're sharing who it is that we want to join our family. And that personal video and personal connection, I think, can be a game changer for us. So those are your 3 assignments. I'm going to go ahead and share. And I know Amy's on the call. And so Amy, if you want to hop on and share with us any of your hairy, scary goals, now's a great time to do so. And the rest of us can hit up on the replay.
Okay. I know when I was in that Green to Bling group, the kind of Dash to Diamond group, we were to invite 3 people a week to the business, and that worked really well for me. So I think I'm going to start back at that point and then hopefully increase from there. But start with 3 people a week, and then I like the YouTube video idea, so I'm going to work on that and try to come up with something. I'll need you to show me how to create the cover picture thing you were talking about, because I don't know how to do that. But let's see. Oh, and then obviously hit Success Club 5 every month for now, and then hopefully I can increase that to Success Club 10 in the second quarter.
Great.
Did I answer all the questions? I can't remember.
Yeah, that's great. And just and then just be thinking about your list of 10.
Right. Okay.
So by the end of the week, we should have a list of 10. And the sooner the better, because then we can ask them all this month, especially during Team Cup, and we can still invite them to our webinar.
Okay.
Cool. Anything else about recruiting in general? Questions, thoughts?
Nope.
Okay. Great. I like to be in and out and try to give as much content as possible, so I will let you go. It is a 2-part video series because I forgot to, I accidentally hit stop record. So I will upload both of those to our page, and look forward to seeing you guys share your hairy, scary goals and your list of people and creating those videos. So, all right, make it a great night. Bye.